Good evening. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is well. Welcome. My name is Tabrice, content creator, founder of the Amateur Football Podcast, and we are here live somewhere in South London. And this is the live semi-final draw for the Senior Cup, sponsored by Diamond Drainage, and the Intermediate Cup, sponsored by the Amateur Football Podcast. Emrys, how are you doing, sir? Welcome back.
I'm good, thank you. My team got knocked out of the Senior Cup this week, so not that bad. But I think in the chat, Sanderstead said, wish that I was in goal, and I hope I did a better performance this week than I did a couple of weeks back.
Well, you know what? I think what we should do, actually, anyone that's new here, please click that like button. Also share this as well. We want as many people in, and again, we want debates. We want controversial statements. We are not here to sit on cotton wool. We want the prickly hedgehogs. Let's go straight into it. Let's kind of talk about the results from the quarterfinals. Let's start with the Senior Cup, again sponsored by Diamond Drainage.
Yes, so you had the first sort of game up was Dynamo Duffus, which is my team that I manage. We came up against Sanderstead CMSFL. We ran out 2-1 losers. Terrible conditions, sort of down at Purley Way. The wind sort of down the bottom was awful. We couldn't get out of our own half, second half. I don't think probably a fair assessment to say both teams probably didn't want to play the football that we wanted. We were missing about sort of 4 or 5 players, which is unfortunate. But I was pleased with my boys that we sort of gave an effort against a team like Sanders said that have been in the division, been cup finalists, and won trophies. They've also won a trophy this season as well. So it's we just sort of pick ourselves up and go again. So they beat us 2-1, so they're through. So we wish them luck in the next round. You then had goal coaching versus South London Royals, and that went all the way down to penalties. I think it ended up 0-0, and goal coaching was I stand corrected. It was goal coaching. I did say goal coaching reserves, but goal coaching first team beat South London Royals on penalties. We then had a battle of Croydon JFC and Albo United, which I think you tipped to Brees as sort of being the sort of maybe one of the winners of that will win the competition. That again, I believe, sort of went all the way to penalties. Croydon JFC coming out winners of that. So I think the teams in that draw will be glad that one big team's been knocked out. We'll want to probably try and avoid JFC. We then had Cobbs United versus Selsdon Town. Cobbs United ran out winners. I think they nicked a goal towards the last knock-ins of the game. Hopefully their timekeeping skills are better in the next round, should I say. But in fairness, they did return my ladder, which they borrowed on Sunday. So very appreciative of that.
Cool. And let's go to the Intermediate Cup, sponsored by the Amateur Football Podcast.
We still have a tie that sort of remains unplayed as of yet. Bally squad versus Lewisham. That is going to be played on Sunday, so we'll find out who the winners of that will be. But they'll still both be drawn and face potential opponents. We had the derby of the PSG. So we had Purley SG versus Palace Saint-Germain. Palace Saint-Germain won, I think, 5-2. I think they ran out sort of comfortable winners, which I think was always going to be a battle. We then had a repeat of the, I think it was the Intermediate Cup, potentially. It was the Invitational Cup final. Thornheath Rangers played Croydon United. Croydon, I think, were 2-0 down, and they won in the end, I think, maybe 3-2. So Croydon will be fancying their chances. They have some very, very good players, and I think some of them have returned from uni, so they'll be quite pleased. Sanderstead versus Addiscombe Corinthians. This was probably the surprise of the tie. Everybody probably expected Sanderstead to win quite comfortably. I think they beat Addiscombe Corinthians both in the league twice. That went all the way down to penalties. I think Corinthians won 4-2 on penalties, something like that. So they've sort of knocked out the favourites, which I sort of maybe gave them that tag a little bit. So curse of sort of the predictor, really. So yeah, those were the ties that in the quarterfinals.
Amazing. So what we'll be doing first, we'll be doing the semi-final draw for the Senior Cup, sponsored by Diamond Drainage, and the teams in the semi-final: Croydon JFC, Sanderstead, Cobbs, and Gold Coaching. So we'll be doing that draw first. Emrys, I'm not too sure if like dates have been sorted out for the final for the Senior Cup. If so, could you let anyone know that's actually participating in that competition?
Yes, so the Senior Cup final was agreed. The date for the final was agreed in the league meeting that took place last month. It's on the 5th of May at 2 p.m. At Chipstead Football Club. So that's the 5th of May at 2 o'clock.
Cool. Great stuff. All right. So let me set everything up. Let's share the screen. Okay. So can Emre, can you see the wheel?
I can indeed. Yes.
So again, just to confirm, Croydon JFC, Sanderstead CMSFL, Cobbs United, and Gold Coaching. Those are the 4 teams, correct?
Yep, that is all correct.
Okay. Can I ask when these semi-finals are going to be played?
So they'll either be played on the 21st or the 28th of April, depending on sort of the previous sort of cup ties, depending on who gets through. So I will fit them in either the 21st or the 28th of April.
Okay, great stuff. All right. So again, normal procedure goes again. As you guys can see, the 4 teams are here. I am going to shuffle these teams 5 times. And then after one team has been picked, I will press the shuffle button again and then do, of course, the random spin. Alrighty. So let's shuffle these teams 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Emrys, are you happy?
I am all happy. Yes.
So the first team in the Senior Cup semi-finals, sponsored by Diamond Drainage, are an advantage for a home tie is Sanderstead CMSFL. So Sanderstead have a home draw. We'll shuffle this once, and they'll be playing Gold Coaching. That's Sanderstead CMSFL versus Gold Coaching. Let's shuffle once. Okay. And this will decide who is playing home. Croydon JFC. Of course, they are playing Cobbs United. Emrys, could you just confirm the two semi-final games, please?
I can. So we've got Sanderstead CMSFL. They will be at home against Gold Coaching. And then we've got Croydon JFC. They'll be at home against Cobbs United.
Great
stuff. The 2 ties.
And these ties will be played either on the 21st or 28th of April. So let's go to the intermediate teams. Okay, so we have actually, let me put them in first so everyone can see. Okay, so we have Bally squad or Lewisham United, PSG, Croydon United, Addiscombe Corinthians. Emirates is those 5 teams correct?
Yeah, that's all correct. They're the same teams I have on my sheet.
Great stuff. So I'm going to shuffle again these 5 times, and every time someone is drawn, I will click the shuffle button once. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So the first name out of the hat is PSG. For the home tie. I'll shuffle this once. And they will be playing Croydon United. Croydon United. Shuffle once. And the home team for next semi-final is Bally squad or Lewisham United. Of course, that leaves Addiscombe Corinthians. Emirates, could you just confirm the fixtures, please, for the Intermediate Cup?
Yeah, I can. We've got Palace Saint-Germain reserves. They will be at home to Croydon United. We've then got the winner of Bally squad versus Lewisham. So the winner of that tie will play Addiscombe Corinthians.
Great stuff. Shout out to everyone that's in the comments. We have Sanderstead FC giving the eye emojis. Again, they live in the content. Big shout out to Jack. Please, I'm going to follow Jack Osborne on YouTube. Is that Goldman says, come on, Croydon. And then he also says, up the Dons. And Sanderstead said that's a good game. Okay. So, and again, these games will be played either on the 21st or the 28th of April. I just want to say, before we all vamoose, let me take this off. So regarding the final, leading up to the final, I will be inviting the two finalists from the Senior Cup and the Intermediate Cup to come onto the show to actually talk about their teams, talk about the fixtures, and literally talk about the final. And again, no stone left unturned. Let's make this one of the big finals out there in Croydon. Emirates, have you got anything to say before we wrap up?
No, just sort of good luck to all the teams. We wish you the best of luck, and hopefully your ties go really well.
Okay, well, let me not sit on the fence. Of course, I can't talk about the Intermediate Cup because that's the cup I'm sponsoring, but I can talk about the Senior Cup. Sanderstead versus Gold Coast, Croydon JFC versus Cobs United. I am going for a Sanderstead Croydon JFC final. That is literally what I'm going for. Two giants in the Croydon League. If you was going to push me and say who I think was going to win the Senior Cup, JFC have been there and literally not crossed over the line because of, I'd say concentration, and again, when you kind of get into these like finals, it's all about clutch moments. Do Croydon FC have those players that can win in clutch moments? Sanderstead JFC, Sanderstead CMSFL. They've been there. They've done it. Experienced. They know how to win competitions. The thing I would say about Sanderstead is, if they go a goal down, how will those players pick themselves up? Can the manager make the right decisions in the right moments? That's going to be the key thing for Sanderstead. Who do I think is going to win? You know, I think it's going to be down to one goal. It's going to be down to one goal. I still have to see both teams. I'm still filming, so you know what? That's all I'm going to say. That's literally all I'm going to say. It's going to come down to one goal. Emrys, is there anything that you want to say?
Well, hopefully, when you sort of do your show, it's maybe those two teams that you've tipped and maybe not goal coaching. They might upset the apple cart, I think, come that semi-final. They're in our league. We played Sanderstead CMSFL a couple of times now. That'll be quite a good battle. I think they beat them sort of maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I was refereeing. So look, they could have an upset on the cards. I think it's how JFC and Sanderstead handle that pressure. They've both got semi-finals this week in other cup competitions. Hopefully they can stay injury-free for these semi-finals as well. But some big games coming up for them. I know JFC is still in with a shout of the title in the Premier Division. So, yeah, pressure for those boys and see how they handle it. Cobbs and goal coaching, they'll go into those games with no pressure. They'll want to upset the apple cart. So if the big boys can handle the pressure, they'll be in that final. But who knows? Football's a funny old game.
And I'm going to kind of push you for a kind of, I'd say, a winner in the intermediate side of the draw. PSG versus Croydon United, and Bally squad versus, who was it again?
So Bally squad versus Addiscombe, Bally squad or Lewisham
yes.
versus Addiscombe Corinthians.
Yes.
I think if you hopefully replay your show back last week, I think I tipped Sanderstead. Obviously, they're out, and they got beaten by Corinthians. But I also did tip Paris Saint-Germain reserves. I think they're in our league, and they're currently sitting third. They've helped us out with beating goal coaching. They're on their day. They're a very, very good side when they have their players. Some might be coming down from the first team as well. They just need to be organised, and I think there'll be a good test for Croydon with the two different divisions. It's theirs, I think, to lose. So they've just got to go in with the right mindset, and they've got to sort of just beat the team out in front of them. If I was backing them, but Bally squad, they're in our league as well. So are Lewisham. Bally squad, they actually sort of beat us, and they were one of the first teams to inflict a defeat on us. So they're a very good side. They've got a turnover, Lewisham. So I'm going to, nail my cards to the mast and say PSG are going to win.
Cool. Say no more. Thank you, Emrys, for coming on. And again, thank you to everyone that's been watching. And again, the finalists from the intermediate and the senior cup will be coming onto the show. Do not hide behind sofas. Do not pretend you're going to work when you're watching what we're doing. You are coming onto the show, guaranteed. Thank you again, everyone's watching. Emrys, again, lovely speaking to you. Again, the Senior Cup sponsored by Diamond Drainage, and the Intermediate sponsored by yours truly, the Amateur Football Podcast. We will see everyone later on.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.